Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to Live Stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week and that you're having a great day over in the USA, if that is where you are. Happy Independence Day and all of that stuff. And I think that the live stream maybe started a bit suddenly. It took a bit of time to come through, but hopefully you guys can see me and everything is okay. And let me try and get you guys up on screen to see if we have any movement. And there we go. So hello guys, we have Lee in there, Lethia, Lucy, Donna, Carla's in the house, and Lethia again. Susan and Dennis are in there as well, and Carl and King Nero, and Ray and Teresa and Lucy and Jennifer and Gail and Leanne as well. Hello guys, thank you so much for joining me on this Saturday night. And I think because of the day that it is over in the USA, a few people will be celebrating on their own or probably socially distancing as much as possible, but we might have a few less numbers here, I don't know, but we will see how we get on. This time, Saturday, I think maybe, I don't know what we should aim for with the likes. Last time we managed to get 250 likes on Tuesday on the live streams, so like I said, there might be not as many people in the house tonight, but if you can hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated. And I'll try and get the live likes up on screen. Hopefully that's working. It says 75 already, so we are well on the way to maybe 250, who knows. I'm going to make that the unofficial target for tonight's live stream. So without further ado, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they make everything possible on this channel, as well as all of the analysis videos, the live streams, everything. So thank you guys, you know who you are. Going along the bottom of the screen now are my patrons, and they also do pop up in the super chat window as well. Without further ado, for the second time, let's get the super chat window up on screen because it has been busy in there before we were even live. So thank you everyone for these very generous donations before we even got started. We had the first one from Deborah, which was for $19.99. Thank you for that, Deborah. And the message was, "Hi Phil, we love your recent analysis of Disturbed with David Draymond holding court on the Conan show. Tell us what other current pop/rock bands or artists do you like, i.e. Alicia Keys, Lady Gaga, Justin Timberlake?" So thank you for that question, Deborah. With my own taste, I tend to just go for rock in the 80s, but classic rock as well, maybe a tiny bit of metal, but mostly hard rock. But anyway, when I'm listening to current day artists, and I'm not sure whether Justin Timberlake has released anything new, but he was certainly around when I was at university, that kind of time he was doing his stuff, and my housemates used to listen to Justin Timberlake. But I think what I do is just I listen to a lot of different styles of music and I just analyze everything. So I'm always listening to the drums, the bass, the vocals, the keys, everything that's going on to figure out how it's been put together. And a lot of the pop tracks are very well put together, they're well composed, and more often than not nowadays you have people writing for artists who then sing. So you have some great songwriters out there, but talking about artists that sing but also play or sing and write their own material, here in the UK we have Adele, who I think is just amazing vocally, but also the fact that she writes songs as well. So it's another side to the artistry to put out your own songs, and that goes for Ed Sheeran as well. I do have a lot of respect for him because of how he started busking and then learning to sing and just learning to play the guitar, selling his own CDs at his own gigs. So he very much went the route that I think a lot of people can relate to if you have been an independent artist yourself, and the fact that he writes his own songs, and he actually does have a great guitar ability, fingerstyle at playing, which does fly underneath the radar, or flies under the radar if you don't play the guitar and don't play an instrument yourself. But yeah, he can definitely play his guitar. Trying to think of any other people in the UK, I think pretty much those are the ones that pop up on the radio most of the time. But over in the USA, maybe Lady Gaga is one of those that, again, she had to do things to get herself into the spotlight and really get everybody's attention, but she knows how to play the music industry, because that's the industry side of it. But she was one of those, again, that went out there, gigged, played piano, sang, wrote her own songs. So even though people might get the wrong idea of her because of the publicity stuff, but unfortunately in today's music industry, you've got to do the publicity stuff to get all of the attention for then people to hear your music. So yeah, Lady Gaga certainly is the full package, talented, and writing her own songs, great instrumentalist on a piano, and vocally just such a great range control. And she has improved consistently with her vocals. She's obviously just worked at it year after year, and yeah, she's very impressive. But that's pretty much it. I think Ariana Grande has got a great voice as well, and there's so many artists that I can't think of at the moment, but Justin Bieber, that's another one. I think with Justin Bieber, he can play the guitar, and he was busking, or he made it on YouTube. I'm not sure how it all started, but I think sometimes he's a bit underestimated because of the fact that he has seen, or he has used auto-tune in the past, and I've actually seen a gig where the auto-tune malfunctions, and it's been set up in the wrong key, unfortunately, so his voice just starts snapping to the wrong notes. But then he kind of looks back and says, oh, we don't need the auto-tune, what are you doing with my voice? But it was obviously set up beforehand, but it was set up incorrectly, so he kind of saved the situation there. And he does have the ability to sing in tune. It's just something that I think maybe under pressure from the record label, and he obviously didn't say, look, no, I'm definitely not using it, but then put on a great performance just singing live. So it's one of these things that unfortunately it does come into the music industry quite a lot, the auto-tune thing, but hopefully it doesn't come in when it's not necessary. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Deborah. A long answer to that question, but Orlando has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, and by the way, Deborah's donation was at 11:41, 19 minutes before we even started, and Orlando donated at 11:51, so 9 minutes before we started. Thank you guys for that. And the message from Orlando was, hello, Philip. I will be late due to a job obligation. I'm thinking of everyone. Happy 4th of July in the USA. And he's got some American flags there as well. So everybody say hello to Orlando. And Orlando wishes everybody in the live chat room a great Independence Day. And I'm sure you guys have the same thoughts for Orlando. So Deborah has donated as well, $20. Thank you for that, Deborah. And this was at 11:57, still before the live stream. And the message is, you are amazing, with the guy dancing with some confetti going all over the place. So thank you for that, Deborah. And Vince has donated. Thank you for that, Vince. And this is going to be a message about the Facebook page, because it's a $20 donation. Thank you, Vince, for that. The message is, Phil, Facebook still hasn't allowed the restoration of the Wings of Pegasus name. I think we'll be able to do it at the exact time it was originally changed, which Laura figured out. It was 1:10 a.m. your time. We'll do it just as soon as we can with some rock horns and then something else that I can't quite see because it's too small. But thank you for that, Vince. So the Wings of Pegasus supporters page, fingers crossed, is going to change back to that tonight at about 1:10. But Vince will keep me in the loop. And if we're still live, then maybe we'll be able to check it in live time. But I think Laura is also keeping an eye on that as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can be back to the normal Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and everything will be back to normal. But thank you for that, Vince. And Marilyn has donated $5. Thank you for that, Marilyn. And these are still coming in before we went live. Thank you for this. The message is, hi Phil, I hope you're well. I know you have lots of guitars. Have you signed any of your guitars, with a heart? So I haven't actually signed any of my guitars because I use them, and it might be a bit weird if you turn up to a gig and somebody says, oh, who signed your guitar? And you say, well, I've signed it, it's mine, and I've signed it for myself. So the only guitar that I have that's got my name on it is my first guitar, and the reason that's got my name on it, I actually scratched into it Phil Henley because I sometimes took it to school and I didn't want anybody to steal it, or I wanted people to know that it was mine, and it's just on the top of the fretboard that I scratched it in. So that has got my name on it, and that's a Tanglewood Nevada, my first ever guitar. I used to take it into school and occasionally play it between lessons in my break times, but I didn't take it in all the time, but I just wanted to be safe. So that's a guitar technically that has my name on it that I have signed, but it's actually been scratched into the guitar. But anyway, thank you for that, Marilyn. And Rhiannon is in the house as well and has donated $20. Thank you for that, Rhiannon. And as you guys probably already know, Rhiannon was my first ever patron over on Patreon. So all of these names at the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to see Rhiannon's name in there somewhere because she was the first ever. So I'm eternally thankful for Rhiannon for just taking the plunge and deciding to become a patron of mine. It was and still is massively appreciated. The message is keep on rocking, Phil. Hope things are well with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Rhiannon, and thank you for joining me tonight on this live stream and your continued support. So we've had another donation, and this has come in from Clay, and it's $1.49, and it's a picture of, I think, a burger is what it looks like. So thank you for that, Clay. And another one's just come in from Mary, and it's for $2. Thank you for that, Mary. And the message is, hi Phil, are you writing songs for a second album? Thank you for that. I think the second album is still going to be a bit of a way off until I manage to organize my time or managed to get some help with everything that I do on a daily basis, because I am up against it pretty much to get everything done. And then on the live streams, for example, setting it all up and getting everything organized before I go live. But especially with the analysis videos, I pretty much am doing comments and replying to comments and emails until I then start my research. And then once I've done my research, then I record and then I edit, and it usually takes me up until about 2 a.m. And then after that, of course, I've got to get through the emails and the comments that I've received while I've been doing the video. So yeah, at the moment, I'm up against it, just filling in all my time. I haven't got time to work on anything currently. Obviously, I've got ideas and riffs and things that are there for when I have the time to sit down and do it. But at the moment, I don't have that time available, unfortunately. But something that I have been working on today is a lyric video for the album version of Paris Nord, because I very rarely, if ever, play the album version of my song called Paris Nord. So I've been working on that all day today, and I finished it probably about an hour ago, an hour and a half. So it is ready to go. Fingers crossed I have uploaded it to my software properly. But that's going to be the last video of the night tonight. So we'll get to that and you guys can be able to see it for the first time. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I thought I'd put it on the live stream just because I'd finished it, and it's... I'm going to say it was requested over on Patreon, but because I told everyone on Patreon that I've been working on this video, I just told everyone to request Paris Nord album version, please, which they did. So thank you guys over on Patreon for doing that. And we will have a look at the video that I've made today later on tonight. But thank you everybody for joining in tonight. And also, if you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated, because we're trying to get to 150 more likes. I almost said 150 likes. That would be great because we're almost there already. But we're at 157 or 8 now viewers. That's what I was looking at when I was trying to say how many likes we're going for. 250 likes is what we're hoping for tonight, fingers crossed. And because I saw that we were at 150 likes, I thought if some people hit that thumbs up, we might be able to get a spike of the likes. Let's have a plug of the mug. And you should be able to find this mug in the tray underneath this video if you want to get yourself kitted out with some merchandise. But if you can hit that thumbs up and we can get a spike of the likes at almost 15 minutes past midnight here in the UK, we'll see how we get on. We're already up to 139 likes, so thank you guys so much for that. And as I say that, it pops up to 142. So we are getting a bit of like action in the window, the main window. We have the super chat window, the live chat room window, so I guess this is the main window. But thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. We have had a few more donations, and it's Vince again who has donated $2. Thank you for this, Vince. The message is, oops, typo, the time of the change will be 1:17. So thank you for that, Vince. And Bill has donated $10. Thank you for that, Bill. The message is, hello, Phil, and happy 4th USA. Phil, love your acoustic version of Paris Nord. Great song writing, my friend. Rock. Thank you for that, Bill. And apologies for the way that I said that. The USA and the full stop put me off on that next sentence. So thank you for that, Bill. And I think it would have been great songwriting, my friend, just to say it normally at the end there. But thank you for that donation. And Kay has donated $5 as well. Thank you for this, Kay. The message is, what is the best way to learn to play a particular song on the guitar by ear? Where do I start? So first of all, I think you need probably just to learn a few chords. And I think the way that I started was hearing a melody or hearing a song, and I think everyone can pretty much do this. You can hear a song or the melody that somebody's singing and play those notes as single notes on your guitar. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you to find them, but that will start to teach the brain how to process that musical information and relate it to the notes on the fretboard. So if you hear any particular melody or any song that you can sing in your head, try and find those notes on the guitar. And that is the first step to working out then what these notes are that you're listening to in songs. And it will get to the point where you can start to hear the notes and they will correspond to chords. So then you'll be able to figure out the chords going underneath the melody that you're hearing. So that's my tip for that. And I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything else. So that is where I would start. So thank you for that, Kay. And it's really simple, just single notes, and then you can build it up from there. But once you can start to play just single notes on the guitar, you want to then get a few chords under your belt. So the standard open string chords down at the bottom, D, A, E, G, C, D minor, A minor, E minor. You can throw all of those in there. And by the way, I do have a guitar course for beginners on Patreon, and that's patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, which I do have a link somewhere. Hopefully it will show up. So if you want to go over there and have access to my beginner's guitar course, then you can. It's 4 videos worth that take you through basically what I'm saying about learning basic chords, going through all of the open string chords at the bottom, also strumming with the right hand, picking as well. There's 4 lessons on there, and it's about half an hour or 40 minutes per lesson. So once you've got access to those, you can then just watch them at will and rewind and go back to bits that you might need to recap on. But I just put that up there for my patrons in case they wanted to learn how to play the guitar. But hopefully, if you get started just working out the single notes, you will start to get the hang of it. But thank you for that, Kay. Joan has donated $49.99. Thank you so much for that, Joan. And the message is, have been enjoying my persistent CD, rocking in my car and embarrassing the grandkids with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Joan, playing it in the car. And I think it's your prerogative to embarrass any younger generations, because that is just what happens throughout life, and it's an important learning process for them. So thank you for that, Joan, and that donation, and just for buying my CD in the first place as well. It is much appreciated. Carl has donated $5 as well. We always know that this is for the Cross the Pond Fund. And the message is the usual Cross the Pond Fund, stay safe and healthy, wingers. So thank you for that, Carl. And Denise has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, happy USA birthday, wishing our world peace and love for everyone. Thanks, Gore, for all you do, Phil. You are refreshingly real. So thank you for that, Denise. And it's, I probably find it very easy to be myself, because I always say just be yourself and then you can't go wrong. So that is especially true of being a musical artist, I believe. Just do the music, make the music that you want to do and play, and then you'll enjoy it. So it means that even if nobody tunes in, at least you're enjoying yourself. But anyway, thank you for that, Denise. And this is the thing about these live streams. I literally did used to live stream to nobody, or maybe 1 or 2 people over on Facebook. But fortunately now there's a few more of us here, and I really do appreciate that you join me on Saturday nights and Tuesday nights, and also watch the analysis videos as well and comment in the comments section. So thank you for that. Carla as well has donated $1.99, and Mario is in the house. So everybody say hello to Mario, because that's what we do in these live streams. And you can see Mario's guitars behind me over here. They are the Gem, there we go, and the Maton as well, slightly further over, like that. So everyone say a massive hello to Mario, and thank you, Carla, for drawing my attention to that, but also for moderating tonight and keeping everything under control in the live chat room. Vanessa has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Vanessa. The message is, Phil, how many different instruments do you or can you play? So this is a question that does pop up quite a lot. So I think it's guitar, obviously, drums, bass, keys, singing. I do class singing as playing an instrument because it's your vocal cords, and they are very difficult to play. It takes a lot of work to just get these vocal cords to do what you want them to do. I have played ukulele in the past, but only teaching. I don't really play that in my own style of music, so I guess that counts. I do have a harmonica somewhere as well, but I don't really bust that out at all. In fact, I don't even know where it is. So that gives you an idea of how regularly I play my harmonica. But I think generally it's just the standard band setup is what I play, and it just allows me to do a lot of songs, and a lot of 80s songs especially, that I am into, so I can play each of those elements. I think a massive part of it is obviously guitar, rhythm guitar, but then filling in the background with keys, and not necessarily anything complicated, but just something to fill in that frequency, as I say on my analysis videos all the time. So thank you for that, Vanessa. And Deborah has donated $19.99 in dollars. So thank you for that again, Deborah. And the message is cognizant of how busy you are, and since we love it when you bust out the guitar and sing a few lines, would be great if you could take the opportunity to sing and play for us during an analysis video. No pressure. So thank you for that, Deborah. And this is the thing, sometimes I do bust it out when I'm doing an analysis video, because with an acoustic guitar, it can kind of be heard over the microphone. But the only problem that I have is with the analysis videos, when I demonstrate on the guitar, I have to stop what I'm doing and rewire everything. So obviously when you're watching the analysis video, it just cuts to me playing the guitar and talking over the microphone. But I wish it was that easy that I could just quickly cut to a setup where you can hear everything, whereas you can only use one mic at a time, and I have to then program it to accept two mics at separate times. And then in the edit, hopefully it's the same level. Sometimes I have to boost the guitar sound and sometimes boost the microphone sound of me speaking. So it's a little bit more complicated than it probably comes across as in the analysis videos. So I can't do it unless I have time to set it up and cut away and set up the guitar and tell the computer that now I want two inputs and to level up those inputs independently. Anyway, I probably am talking a little bit too much about it, but you probably get the idea that it's a little bit more complicated. But thank you for that, Deborah. Hopefully it does make the videos a little bit more interesting, just to figure out the chords and be able to busk along with the song that we're listening to. But thank you for that. Teacherman1955 has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, loved your Joe Jackson analysis. My favorite song is Stepping Out. Can't wait to hear the album version of Paris Nord rock with some rock horns and some guitar. So thank you for the kind words. And I am going to be, I promise, getting into the first video of the night. But just quickly, Debbie has donated $9.99. Thank you for that, Debbie. The message is, thank you, Phil, for telling us to be ourselves. My guitar playing is still a work in progress, but I appreciate you telling us to just make music. Thank you. So no problem, Debbie. That's absolutely fine. And just, this is the thing. I think a lot of people, when they're playing the guitar, or they're learning to play the guitar, they're always watching other guitar players and going, oh, I'm jealous of him, or I want to play like him, or he's so much better than me, or she can do this and she can do that. And there are so many great guitarists out on YouTube because they're doing their own thing. And that is the point, that you've just got to look at other guitarists and appreciate that they're doing what they want to do. They haven't looked at somebody else and are trying to be better than them, because they know that there is no better. There's plenty of amazing guitarists who can't play like another guitarist, and that's always going to be the case. Nobody has mastered everything about the guitar and can play exactly like every other player. And that goes for the best players in the world. Cannot play like some of the other best players in the world. They all do what they do independently very well. And I think you guys probably understand it from especially the videos that I've covered, just people having their own expression on the guitar. That is something that is so difficult to imitate, because it is a person's expression. So if you play the guitar your own way, you'll have your own expression through that guitar. But anyway, thank you for that, Debbie. We are going to get into the first video of the night, and this is the walking video, as it was referred to over on Patreon. And I think it was Kevin and Mary who wanted to see this, and I think Mary did say she couldn't remember the name of the song, but the one where I'm walking for a very long time. So here it is. This is my song called Art Not Commerce. I'm going to be in the live chat room while this is playing, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
Places I have been, the faces I have seen, all
And there we have it. That was my song called Art Not Commerce. And in that, I saw Kevin's comment go through about walking into myself, which is something that it took me ages how to figure out how to do that editing wise in order to get everything fast forwarded to a point and then put a mask around your body. Quite a different, well, when I say mask, people probably don't know what I'm talking about. Not a mask that you wear on your face, but masking something that you do in editing in order to effectively put something around an object that you then want to get rid of everything else in the screen. Anyway, it took quite a long time, but I did it in the end. And there is a point at which I'm walking along a road and I have got two versions of me that I walk into further down the road, but it's a bit dark, so you can't really make that out. So that was a bit of waste of time potentially of my production skills, but maybe you can look out for that next time you watch the video. I do walk into myself quite a lot, or walk into my future self. But thank you for mentioning that, Kevin, the kind words. We have had a little bit of action in the super chat window as well, so let's get this up on screen. And Vince has donated $10. Thank you for that, Vince. Again, the message is, Phil, passing along a question from Vince Gregory, another Vince G. At Phil, have you ever heard of Moria Formica? Maybe the other Vince has a suggestion of a performance to analyze. So thank you for that, Vince, and for passing on that question from Vince. And I'm not sure whether I'm saying Mariah Formica or Formica, her name, correctly, but I have seen a video, and I'm not sure whether this was a request or just a link that I got sent via email, but I have seen her performing, I think, a cover of Heart. It might have been Crazy on You, I can't remember, but I think from memory that she does covers of Heart songs, or at least that's what I saw. She might do her own stuff as well, but I haven't really looked into it. But I do remember looking at one of her performances in the past, and it might be the case that she's on the list to be looked at or analysed, but I'm not sure. So if that is a request to analyse, maybe Vince can put that in the live chat room. Vince Gregory, if Vince can put that in the live chat room to let me know if that wants to be added to the list, because I can do that for something in the future. But thank you, Vince, for passing on that message from Vince. So we've had another donation underneath this from Christine, and this is for $50. So thank you so much for that, Christine. And it is a straight up donation, so it is much appreciated. And this is the point at which I say, if you do accidentally donate more than you mean to, or just accidentally donate full stop, then don't worry about it, we can sort it out afterwards and it's no problem. So thank you for that, Christine. Orlando has donated $5. Again, thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, spike the likes with lots of rock horns. And the message is, how many calories did you burn during that video shoot? And that's a good question. As everybody knows, when you start counting the calories that you burn, you then realize how little you're actually burning when you go for a run. And I think that was probably walking for, I don't know, maybe 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours. So probably, ballpark figure, I'm going to say 200 calories or 200 to 300 calories if it was a brisk walk, because I was going for it. It was a really hot day as well, so it probably did up the amount of calories that I was burning. But yeah, my feet certainly didn't like the distance that I covered that day. But thank you for that, Orlando. And a great idea to spike the likes. If you can hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated. We are at 184 on the likes count. So if we can, 185, it's just gone up one. So if we can hit that thumbs up, we're trying to get up to 250 likes. Maybe that's just a crazy sum or figure that I've made up in order to try and hit tonight, but we will see if we can do that. It might take us a little bit of time. Where are we? We're 35 minutes past midnight here in the UK. So it looks like we have 65, 64 likes to go to try and hit our target. Double fingers crossed that we can make it tonight on Independence Day in the USA. We don't have that here obviously, because of the history, but it would be nice to celebrate it as well. If other countries have a day that they celebrate, it would be cool to get involved here as well. So I can do that virtually, because if I'm on your screen in the USA, then that counts. So everyone, I hope, is having a great Independence Day over in the USA. And we have had a little bit of action in the Super Chat window. Again, it's Jen. Hello, Jen. Thanks for this $2 donation. The message is, thanks for that, with a smiley face, thumbs up, and a guitar. And Neuro has donated $13.99. Thank you for that. And it is a hippo, I think, spinning around on a chair. It's just gone a little bit out of the screen, but let me see if I can try and adjust this. But thank you for that. King Nero has donated $25. Thank you for that again. And I'm trying to adjust this as I'm reading it. It's probably not going to work, but let's see if that works. Right, I think that might be a little bit more organized. Thank you for this. The message is, this shout out is for my father who passed away 30 years ago today. He taught himself by ear how to play. Let me move this across because I can't quite read it. How to play Clair de Lune on the piano. And yes, you can learn to play by ear. I miss hearing him play that. So thank you for that message, King Nero. And this is it, that yes, you can learn to play by ear, as has been shown in this case. And my condolences. I'm sorry to hear that it was 30 years ago today, but I'm sure that he's looking down. Maybe he is in the chat room, but maybe they haven't figured out quite how to interact in the chat room yet from the other plane. But I do believe that things do happen, that when you die, something happens. I don't know what happens, but something happens where you go to a place. But that's obviously something that's going to take a little bit more research and experience as us as humans to be able to figure out what does happen. But I'm sure he's around you at the moment. But thank you for that donation. And Mary, thank you for this $5 donation as well. Hi again, Phil. I read somewhere that Dwayne Allman played without a pick. Do players really do that? And yes, they do all the time. Especially if you're playing fingerstyle, because that is literally just with your fingers. You've also got hybrid picking, which is when you use a pick, but you can also use your fingers. But some players do play with their thumb and just use the thumb as a pick, so you'll get a softer sound. And I'm sure you know lots of players that play just with their thumb, and Jeff Beck is a guy that uses his thumb. And his fingers also uses hybrid picking. So many players do combine different styles and different techniques on the right hand. But yes, it is something that people do play with just their hands and just their thumb. And certainly something that Dwayne Allman would have the ability to do. And he would also have the ability to play with a pick. So many top players just have a lot of techniques in that right hand that will fly under the radar, because you generally don't see them using all of the techniques all at the same time, because it's impossible. But when they want to get a particular sound, they'll transition into that right hand technique that they want for that sound, such as a softer sound with the thumb, for example, or even just using the fleshy part of your fingers playing fingerstyle and not wearing finger picks, because sometimes you'll see players who have also acrylic nails that they glue on top of their normal nails so they don't have to grow out their nails. Some players grow out their nails, and some players put on finger picks where they attach a little metal pick to their fingers and they play fingerstyle that way. Again, that's a way of not having to grow out your nails. Also, some people do grow out their nails, but then their nails are weak and they crack, and it's not a very pleasant thing to have to go through to file your nails to get it smooth again, so it just saves on that as well. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Mary. And Tim has donated $10 as well. Thank you for this, Tim. The message is, hi Phil, when will we see your masking and green screen music video where you play all instruments at once? So thank you for that, Tim. That is something that would probably be a while to set up. It is something that I could probably do, but I'd have to film it all individually and then bring it all on screen at the same time. And the reason that I don't put the drums in the videos is because by the time I've done the 5 or 6 or 7 angles with the camera of my guitar, I then have to do that on the bass, and then I have to do that on a vocal, and then I have to do that at another angle on the vocal, because I always have to have the camera facing the green screen. I can't just set up loads of cameras at different angles, because then there isn't green in the background. So by the time I've done all of that, it's 2 or 3 hours worth, and then I just want to get into the editing and move on with the video. So then doing the drums, again, it might have to be a case of doing multiple angles of the drums, but I could always just do the front on of the drums. The only problem is, normally with the drums, you want to have an angle to it so that you can see what I'm hitting, what I'm playing, but it would just have to be slightly down on the ground looking up so that the green screen's behind it. So it's just a bit of a fiddly thing to work out, getting the green in the background and not having a bit of the floor in the shot, because then that would ruin the effect. But it is potentially something in the future. I will put that on my to-do list. But thank you for that, Tim. And Deborah has donated again, $9.99. Thank you for this, Deborah. The message is, lots of Texas folks here invite you to the Lone Star State for the world's best barbecue. Sorry, Kansas City and Carolina barbecuers. So thank you for that, Deborah. And I'm yet to experience that. We have barbecues over here in the UK, but I think our weather isn't conducive to barbecues or having barbecues. So it means that if you do have nicer weather, you're probably going to be able to do a barbecue a lot better than we can do here in the UK. So it's something that I'll have to get into when I eventually do get over to the USA. But thank you for that, Deborah. And Jen has donated $2. Thank you for that. The message is, do you like fireworks, with an inquisitive face? And yes, I like fireworks. I don't think I'm a fan of actually setting them up myself. I'll go to watch a fireworks show where somebody else does it, but I value my hands much too much to get anywhere near flames and setting off fireworks. They're a bit dangerous for my liking. So watching, yes. Setting up myself, no. But thank you for that, Jen. Lucy has donated $24.99. Again, thank you for that, Lucy. The message is, for the usual Cross the Pond Fund and Family Norway trip funds, we are looking forward to PhilCon, PhilFest, or Winger Stock with some rock horns, heart, and peace. And the message is, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay sane. So thank you for that, Lucy. And that is great advice as well. Unfortunately, on the news here, we are seeing that over in the USA, there are places that are peaking with coronavirus. So it's really important here. What we've done is just obviously socially distanced, but we've introduced the face masks on public transport. And I think everyone is pretty much wearing those now anyway, because of the fact that it stops pretty much the spread of the disease. So if you have it yourself and you don't know you have it, if you're wearing a face mask, it means that you're not passing it on to anybody else. So since doing that, fortunately, our numbers have reduced. But there's always a case. I mean, it's a deadly virus. So there's always a case that you can get another spike if people start getting in groups without masks on and are closer than 2 meters together. Unfortunately, that is something that's happened with a lot of the protests. And it's something that it's just been a thing that has overlapped. So the people are protesting and might have coronavirus and don't know that they're passing it to each other, and therefore we'll start to get a spike. And there is Leicester in the UK here, which has now had to go into a bit of a lockdown because that is an area in the UK that has now had a bit of a spike. So they're all now staying at home and socially distancing, and the shops have closed and everything again. So that is a shame. But for the main UK, we're pretty much, fingers crossed, okay, and things are still starting to reduce, but it's just watching out for that second peak and becoming complacent. But thank you so much for that, Lucy, and the words of advice and the well wishes to everybody at the end of that message. Marge has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that, Marge. The message is, I'm understanding your explanation of music, which is great. So thank you for that, Marge. And Susan and Dennis are still in the house and have donated $5. Thank you for this. The message is, Dennis just asked me to ask you if it's true that Jimi Hendrix actually did play his guitar with his teeth. And that's with a question mark at the end, obviously. And to my knowledge, yes, he did. And obviously, it's something that I think you have to have the right teeth to do, because I've tried to play with my teeth and it is a bit of a struggle. I think every kid tries to do it, but I'm pretty sure that my teeth are just too lined up to get enough of a picking action on the string. So I think you need teeth that do stick out a little bit at some point in order to get the picking action on the string. Maybe if I practiced more, it's not something that I see as an important part of my playing in order to do, because it's just a bit of showmanship, and I don't really see the need for me to do it because Jimi Hendrix did it. So it's great for Jimi Hendrix to have done it, but then to just directly copy it and start doing it myself, I feel like, well, because I am a big fan of Jimi Hendrix, it is a little bit, I don't know, contrived maybe for me to then say, oh, look, I'm playing with my teeth, which is something that somebody did at least 60 years ago, and actually even longer than that. There are other players that were doing it with their teeth before Jimi Hendrix. But anyway, and thank you for that donation, Susan and Dennis. And Lynn is in the house and has donated $100. So thank you so much for that, Lynn. And the message is a toast to your own personal independence and yay for 142,000 subscribers today. So it looks like we have just passed 122,000 subscribers, and add another 20,000 subscribers onto that. It's just a crazy number. Thank you guys so much for hitting that subscribe button as well as the like button and commenting and all of that stuff. It is just crazy. I mean, 122,000 is crazy. 142 is just a little bit more crazy. But thank you, Lynn, so much for that donation, and everybody out there for joining me on these live streams and watching the videos full stop. And also for hitting that thumbs up. And where are we? We are at 207 likes. So maybe we can get a spike of the likes. 47 minutes past midnight here in the UK. And we're going to have to roll on with this live stream because it's almost 10 to 1 in the morning. We're going to be getting into the next video of the night, and this was requested over on Patreon. Again, thank you guys for answering my request, for requests over there. And this was a joint, I think, from Orlando and Lucy. My memory is starting to fail me, but I think this was a joint request over there. It's Just Got Lucky, my version of it by Dokken. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock! Just Got Lucky by Dokken. Let's do this. Rock! And there we have it. That was my cover of Just Got Lucky by Dockham. And you can see that little screen at the end. That was a video for quite a while back, I believe. And I just said at the end, if you like it, just check out my band, please. So that was requested by Orlando over on Patreon, and I think Lucy did as well request that one. But let's get the super chat up on screen because we had a bit of action in there. So the likes on my screen at the moment say 220. I don't know if that corresponds to what you guys can see on your screens, but I'm going to go with that as the total. So here, I'm still looking for 30 people to hit that thumbs up. If you do get a chance to do that, it would be massively appreciated. And it looks like, oh, Vincent has just said 221 is what I see. So we are still on the same page there, and hopefully 221. Oh, it's gone up to 223. So thank you guys, those two people that hit that thumbs up button. Getting into the super chat, we had a little bit of action. Let me just see what has happened here. It was Orlando that jumped in to say, I am a big fan of Dockham. Thanks, rock, with lots of rock horns. And that was a $5 donation. So thank you for that, Orlando. And I hope you enjoyed that video. And TeacherMan1955 has donated $5. Thank you for that. Again, the message is, when you're playing with your band, do you occasionally switch playing leads with your rhythm guitarist? Loved your Bob Marley analysis also with the guitar and rock. So thank you for the kind words. And when we played live in and around London, and pretty much when we were a band just playing as much as we could, there were certain songs where I played lead, and then the other guy who played guitar played lead, and then it went to just me playing lead. So yeah, we did tend to swap around between guitarists, but ever since really, I'm not sure when, probably when I was about 30 years of age, maybe a little bit after that, maybe 31, 32, I can't remember, but it's so long ago. But back then is when I then just took everything on myself, took it all online, and played all of the lead, all the time, all of the rhythm, and all of the everything from then on. So it was just something that I found that because we couldn't afford to keep gigging, because I could do everything myself, I thought, well, I might as well just take my music online and see how I get on with it. And then we ended up here somehow, which is great. So it's probably the right move, the right choice to do that, because original music, playing live with original music in and around London is a nightmare because it is pay to play, and it's an expensive business when you have to pay every time to try and get your music to people. And then if the promoters don't promote the gig, then nobody will turn up. So you've paid to play a gig and you haven't got any more fans for playing that gig, and then you'll play after a band who just empty the venue because they're so bad. And yeah, that's going to cost you a lot of money in the long run, as it did me and my other band members. But thank you so much for that donation. And Lucy has just jumped in with a $9.99 donation. Thank you for that, Lucy. The message is, thanks for playing my request. Dockham and your cover rocks, with a winky face, some rock horns, heart and peace. So thank you, Lucy, for that. And let's just have a quick look into the live chat room, because in there we have Lucy doing a spike the likes, y'all, with a thumbs up. So great idea there from Lucy. Thomas is in there as well, Jennifer, Kim, and Leanne as well. Ray as well is still in the house. Alexi, Deborah, Mary, TeacherMan1955, Jennifer as well, and Wanda as well, and Vince. So just before I forget, I have to show you guys a couple of pictures that I picked up from the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, which hopefully the name will change relatively soon, and I'm not sure whether we'll still be live if that does happen. But if you do want to head over there tonight or a little bit later on tonight, then you can join up again with the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. And just before I forget, we have had a couple of uploads there, and for some reason I couldn't access the pictures, but I found the posts that these were on, and hopefully I've set this up correctly, because there should be Deborah appearing on screen with her CD. So there it is. Deborah, thank you for buying that CD, and as you might be able to see, it does have a little message on there, which I do sign them and write a little message on, so thank you for that, but it's a little bit blurry with the message. Obviously it's a little bit too far away, but thank you for uploading that, Deborah, to the Wings of Pegasus supporters page over on Facebook. And we should have Leanne here with her t-shirt. Here we go, it's worked. So thank you, Leanne, as well, for buying that t-shirt and uploading this picture. And I think there was something in the post about having animal fur on it already, so it's already getting some use by not only humans but some animals as well. So thank you for that, Leanne. And if you guys want to pick up a t-shirt yourself or a mug, a Spike the Likes mug, you can take a picture of yourself with the mug and upload that to the same Facebook page if you want to. It should be underneath the tray in this video, all of the merchandise, the t-shirts and the mugs. So thank you for buying those, everybody out there, because there are quite a few t-shirts and mugs flying around the world, and especially in the USA as well. Thank you guys for that. It is much appreciated. We are going to be jumping into the next video of the night, and this is going to be Percy Johnson. This was, well, it is one of my tracks, but it was requested over on Patreon again, and I think this was Luan that did request this one. So this is Percy Johnson from my album called Persistence, which you can get at wingsofpegasus.com/store. And I just want to address what's gone on in the corner in the super chat window, because there's been another donation, and this is for $100 from Orlando. So thank you for that, Orlando. Maybe this was a $10 one that went a little bit too far with the zeros, which is absolutely fine, but thank you for this, Orlando. Either way, it's massively appreciated. The message is, I am playing catch up with all your analysis videos. Elvis Presley is my most recent view. Elvis was such a multifaceted entertainer. He sang, played instruments, and was an actor. Elvis was the great one. That was another great analysis. Rock, with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And I think I have, I don't know, maybe 3 on Elvis. One of those was analysing his guitar playing, because some people said, oh, did he play guitar or did he not play guitar? And then I showed what I thought was clearly that he could play the guitar. Then somebody commented and said, I disagree. I've been playing for, I don't know, like 60 years or something, they said. And they said that he was still miming. So I did another video just to try and make it as clear as possible with other angles to show that Elvis was playing the guitar in that particular video. And then I got some requests as well on my list to just look at Elvis's vocals, because that was his main weapon in his arsenal. But like Orlando's just said there's so many things that he could do, including acting. I mean, that is something that a lot of musicians nowadays do, the acting thing, but especially back when Elvis was doing it, he just had everything for a performer, for a musician, for an artist, having the look, having the ability to act, but also the instrumental ability, which did fly under the radar, but he definitely did play the guitar, and also having that voice, which was so unique as well. But thank you, Orlando, for that donation, and I'm glad that you enjoyed the Elvis videos. And I'm not sure if you are playing catch up. I have done a new video every night for over 2 years now. So somebody who's good at maths can work that out. Well, I'm not very good at maths, but I know that that's over 700 videos. So if you want to do one hell of a box set session like you do on Netflix, but with analysis videos, then you can do that. And you'll probably be here for maybe a year trying to watch all of them. But hopefully, if you do get a bit of time, you can just jump from one to the next and just pick up on some random music and artists. And this is the thing that I like to jump all over the place. Any request that I get, I will look at it and I'll try my best to point out things that maybe people miss. But thank you for that, Orlando. We are going to be jumping into this next video requested by Luan over on Patreon, and it is my song called Percy Johnson. And I'll see you guys after this, and before the end of the live stream, we'll throw in the new video that I've been working on today, which is going to be the Parasoul lyric video. But here's Percy Johnson first. See you after this. Rock!
for you. For now your family are okay, as long as you do what we say. Don't hurt them, I'm coming. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million We know who you're working for. Just say the word and MI5 break down the door. Don't trust him, he's bluffing. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million more. Sky is falling. Here come the angels dressed in black. It's not quite clear who will live and who shall on the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million more. On the table, that was my half of the deal. In the briefcase, now we need 2 million
And there we have it. That was my song called Percy Johnson. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And again, that's available on my album called Persistence, which you can get over at wingsofpegasus.com/store. So it looks like on my screen, we are at 250 likes. So thank you so much everyone for hitting that thumbs up. We are at 251 now. So thank you for that extra person who clicked it while I was talking. So a massive thank you as well to Carla and Neil in there as well, who I've just spotted doing the moderating. It is massively appreciated, you guys, keeping everything in order there, and they do such a great job. I think I did say at the beginning of the live stream that we were aiming for 250, so maybe I was just being wildly optimistic about the likes, but we got there somehow. So thank you everyone for that. And I am going to be jumping into the final video because it is almost 1:10, and while I was watching the video that's just been on, I thought, what if the internet crashes and I can't show you the video that I've been working today, all day on? And that would just be typical, that I just show you the videos that I haven't been working on all day. So we are going to be jumping straight into this lyric video for Paris Nord. And just to give you a bit of background behind it, let me actually just get the super chat window up on screen, because it's good for people to be able to see that up there, because all of your very kind donations are definitely worth the screen time, as well as you guys in the live chat room, but you guys are always on there. So the backstory behind the video today is that I did, as I'm sure you guys know, but for for people that might be here for the first time tonight, I did a live version of Paris Nord where I recorded myself and then I played along to myself afterwards. So I did 2 takes of the song. The only problem with that was that it was live. And when I say that was a problem, it means that I wasn't playing to a click track. So I was just feeling the vibe of the speed, the tempo that I should be playing at. And then I played along to whatever tempo that happened to be. So when I now had to put together the video, because I used that footage of me playing the acoustic guitar, obviously it ran a bit out of time. So this is what just took a long time to synchronize it all up. To be fair, I was pretty close to the original tempo, but even if you're 1 beat per minute out, eventually over the course of a song, you're going to be well out by the end. So that's what's taken a long time to edit that together, but hopefully you guys can not spot it and it all looks synchronized to your eyes. But just before we do jump into it, Stephen has just donated $2 in the super chat window. So thank you for that, Stephen. And it's the guy saying cool. So thank you for that. And it looks like he's making some kind of cool hand gesture, which I can't make out, but maybe it's along those lines. But thank you so much for that, Stephen. We are going to be jumping into this video. And just before we do, it looks like Mario has jumped into the super chat window just now, and it is a $200 donation. Thank you so much for that, Mario. A crazy donation. Massively appreciated. The message is, raining here in Melbourne, Australia at the moment, Phil, but your live stream makes the day more enjoyable, with some smiley faces. So thank you so much for that, Mario. Everyone say hello to Mario again in the live chat room, because Mario wasn't here on Tuesday, but he is here on Saturday. So a massive welcome to Mario in the live chat room. And also Orlando has just donated again, $20. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, no, it was not a mistake. I am happy to support you, Philip. For your information, Audrey and Kate of Audrey123 Talks covered War Pigs by Black Sabbath. Young Audrey played with a left-handed guitar. She is right-handed. A phenomenal job with some rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando. And thank you everybody for these donations tonight. It is massively appreciated. And it looks like Vince has just popped in there as well. I think one of my screens is ahead or behind of the next, because it pops up on one and then it takes a bit of time to come through over here. But the message from Vince, first of all, a donation of $5. Thank you for that. The message is, I think you missed Marilyn Sheffield's super chat message before Orlando's. So let me make sure that I have got through everything. And yes, I did. So thank you so much for that, Vince. And let me actually just scroll up so you guys can see it on screen as well. And it was a $5 donation. Thank you for that, Marilyn. The message is, or was, do you have to travel a long way to your studio, or is it close by? You are amazing with a heart. So I don't have to travel far at all. It's just down, well, it's at the end of the garden, and I don't have a big garden, so I don't have a long way to go at all. So fortunately, I'm very lucky to have this space and be able to escape here as well, and make a relatively loud noise at 1:10 in the morning. I know talking isn't generally a loud noise, but if somebody was next door to me and they were trying to sleep and the wall wasn't very thick, then they would certainly hear me talking with these live streams, and it would be very annoying, I'm sure. So yes, I am very lucky to have this space that I can just escape to and do all of these things, do the analysis videos, because the analysis videos as well, obviously I do those very early in the morning at about the same time that I do the live streams. So I usually upload and get that all finished at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. if it's a bad night and things are failing and videos get blocked, and sometimes 5 a.m. if it is really blocked and I haven't been told it's blocked, and then I have to come out here again at 4 or 5 in the morning, re-edit and re-upload, which is a bit of a pain, but I'm lucky that I've got a place that I can go to and actually do all of these things and make the adjustments. So thank you for that, Marilyn, and apologies for missing that the first time round. and I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything else. Maybe that was just the one that slipped by. But thank you for that, Vince, as well, for letting me know. And Christian has donated $1.99 as well, and the message is "Go Phil, go!" So thank you for that, Christian. And we're going to jump into the video that I've been working on today, which is my album version of Paris Nord, and hopefully this all works and it's fine, and I hope you enjoy it. It is literally hot off the press from a few hours ago, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock.
If I had known, if I had known for just one moment you'd be gone. It's not okay, we weren't to know. Lost in your eyes, Paris night skies, both hypnotized. Find a way, find a way. Spend the night with you in Paris, Lord. So unfair, you left me there. Took the 9:35 from Paris.
And there we have it. That was my lyric video version of Paris Nord, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was the album version of the song, so you can pick that up at wingsofpegasus.com/store. It's a version that I don't get to play much on the live streams because I didn't have a video for it, so that's what I have been working at today, and I hope you guys enjoyed that, and that it seemed like it was in sync, because it wasn't in sync, and that's what took a bit of time to get it in sync, or looking half decent, like I'm actually saying the words at the right time. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, and let's just have a little look over here. Vince has come in with some breaking news, I believe. Let's get the super chat window up on screen, and also I got rid of the live likes because I realized that maybe some people couldn't read the words because that was in the way, so that's my fault. Apologies for that. But Vince has popped up with a $5 donation, and the Wings of Pegasus supporters Facebook group is once again the Wings of Pegasus supporters. Take that, trolls. Come on back to the group, everyone. So everybody in the live chat room, head over to Facebook and you can rejoin the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook, because it's all back to normal and we're just going to go full steam ahead into the future with that page over there, and Vince hosts the after party as well, so you guys can head over there, join back up to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group, and it's probably in a weird way a good thing to have happened, so that things are a lot more secure, so that we can keep the community nice and secure and safe for everybody over on Facebook. And thank you guys, Vince and Laura as well, and so many, Carla as well, Laurie, you guys who have had such an input in the Wings of Pegasus supporters group with the whole hacking thing that's been going on there, and for keeping me in the loop with all of that. So massively appreciated, and thank you, Vince, for that donation, and for letting everybody know that they can go back over to that page and it is all fine, and we'll continue on in the future. Hopefully everyone who was there can get back on there, but it might take a few weeks in order for that to happen, but I will keep mentioning it here on the live streams and we'll get everybody back together. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. It is 1:20 here in the morning, but we did just make it in time to get that news from Vince, so it's a great end to the live stream, some good news, everything's moving forward, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day over in the USA, and wherever you are, I hope you have a fantastic day. But we can all celebrate Independence Day even if you're not in the USA. It's certainly a good excuse to have a little bit of fun, and I think at these times in the world at the moment, just having a little bit of fun, letting your hair down, no pun intended, but letting your hair down is just the order of the day, and just to have a good time and take things a little bit less seriously. But anyway, with my hair, I just caught myself in the screen that I've got in the corner there, and yes, I think I'm well overdue a haircut, and I think maybe haircuts can start up again, so I shall be phoning my hairdresser to get her to try, and I'm just turning more and more 70s rock as the days go past, but hopefully I'll have a haircut at some point, and then suddenly in an analysis video I'll be able to see what I'm actually looking at. But thank you guys for joining me tonight, for hitting that thumbs up as well and getting us past 250 likes. If you want to hit that thumbs up and you're watching this on catch up in the future, you still can do. It really helps to get this live stream out there and for the channel to grow as a whole, and also hitting 142,000 subscribers today. It's just a crazy number, and I really do appreciate all of your support and all of you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And last of all, you guys in the super chat window and the live chat room, just joining me on these live streams is great, and it's great to interact with you guys live. And a little shout out, a big shout out to the patrons going along the bottom of the screen, because they are the foundation of the channel and everything that I do, and support me so much over there in order for me to do a new video every single night on YouTube. So a massive thank you to all of you guys, you know who you are, And just finally, Orlando has donated $10. Thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, Paris Nord is one of my favourites. I'll definitely purchase your Persistence album. Have a terrific day, Philip. Props to those responsible for returning the supporters page to normal. And amen to that. Hear, hear. Thank you, Orlando, for that donation and the kind words about the song, but also, yes, very well done to everybody who's been involved with that Wings of Pegasus supporters group and getting it back on track. So we're going to be calling it to a halt now on this live stream. As always, I'm going to be live again on Tuesday night. So if you guys are there, I will be there. And if you're not there, I'm always going to be in the comment section of the YouTube videos with a new analysis video tomorrow night and Monday night as well. So have a great Independence Day, everybody in the USA, but just everywhere. And I'll see you guys at the next live stream or in the comment section of every single analysis video. I'll see you guys then. Rock!